No two fishing trips are ever the same. One moment the water is calm, and the next it brings pure chaos. The deep sea holds many mysteries, and fishermen never know what strange creatures or objects might end up in their nets. With that in mind, here are 15 shocking catches that made fishermen turn pale. Number 15. The internet's mysterious devilfish. A fisherman from Sydney named Trapman Bermagui shared a picture of a strange-looking fish on his page in 2019, hoping someone could help identify it. "I have no idea what this is. Any thoughts?" he asked. But instead of serious answers, he got a wave of jokes. One person commented, "That's exactly how I felt last Sunday morning after a wild night out." Others compared the fish to people they knew. "Looks like my sister," someone joked, while another said, "That's my ex's mother." A few users blamed pollution, saying things like, "This is what happens when we dump too much plastic in the ocean," and "Fukushima freaky fish." Some tried to solve the mystery, guessing it was a hymenocephalus, also called the ghostly sea devil. This deep-sea fish lives in tropical and subtropical waters as far down as 2,250 feet. Its creepy appearance comes from a lack of skin pigment, making its muscles and even parts of its skeleton visible. Not everyone agrees, though. Some thought it might be a rare species of humpback anglerfish or even a mutant loosejaw. Whatever it was, the fish didn't survive long enough for scientists to study it, and no other living specimens have been caught since. Number 14. The hideous giant wolfish. Off the coast of Japan, a group of fishermen reeled in a giant wolfish that left everyone shocked. This enormous fish stretched more than 6 feet long, which is way bigger than the usual size of a wolffish, since they normally grow to about 4 feet. It had a thick, muscular body, a huge head, and strong jaws packed with sharp, jagged teeth that looked like they could bite through almost anything. Wolfish are known for their scary look and powerful bite, which helps them crush hard-shelled creatures like crabs and sea urchins. When news of the catch spread, people started wondering what made this fish so huge. Some thought it might have something to do with environmental changes, maybe even radiation from the Fukushima disaster, but marine experts believed its size was just a result of old age and having plenty of food to eat. Wolfish live deep in the ocean, hiding in cold, rocky areas where they wait to ambush their prey. They can live for as long as 20 years, and since they never stop growing, the older they get, the bigger they become. The fishermen who caught the giant wolfish were both amazed and a little scared of its monstrous look. Pictures of the fish quickly spread online, and people started making up stories comparing it to sea monsters from Japanese legends. While its size was definitely rare, this wolfish was a reminder that the ocean is full of creatures that seem straight out of a horror movie. Number 13. The mystery of the giant eyeball. Back in 2012, a massive blue eyeball about the size of a softball washed up on Pompano Beach, Florida, leaving people both amazed and puzzled. Some thought it belonged to a giant squid, a deep sea monster, or some unknown creature lurking in the ocean. The curiosity spread fast, and soon experts from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission stepped in to figure out the truth. After carefully examining its size, color, and structure, marine biologists determined that the eyeball most likely came from a large swordfish. These fish can weigh over 1,000 pounds and have enormous eyes designed for hunting in deep waters. The smooth cuts around the eyeball suggested it had been removed by a fisherman, likely while cleaning the fish before bringing it to shore. Once the investigation was done, the eyeball was placed in a special solution called formalin to keep it from decaying. It was then stored at the Fish and Wildlife Research Institute for future studies. Its exact location today isn't widely known, but it's likely still preserved for research. At first, some thought it could have come from a marlin or even a giant squid, but experts ruled that out after comparing its features. While the discovery sparked all kinds of wild theories, the truth turned out to be much simpler than the spooky stories people imagined. Number 12. Massive mantis shrimp in Russia. In the northwest part of Russia, a group of fishermen had a shocking moment when they pulled in a mantis shrimp that was a whopping 18 inches long, way bigger than usual. These creatures are famous for their bright colors and super fast hunting skills, but most of them only grow to about 12 inches. Seeing one this huge was both surprising and a bit of a mystery, especially since mantis shrimp are normally found in warm tropical waters. Mantis shrimp are some of the ocean's toughest hunters. They have special front limbs that strike so fast and hard that they've been called thumb splitters, because they can crack glass or seriously hurt someone's hand. There are two types: smashers, which punch at 50 miles per hour to crush shells, and spearers, which use sharp spines to stab their prey. The one found in Russia was a smasher, and even after being caught, its powerful club-like limbs still packed a punch. The fishermen were amazed by how colorful the shrimp was, with shades of green, blue, and orange making it stand out. Scientists were just as surprised, since mantis shrimp this big are rarely seen and they don't normally live in Russian waters. Some believe it may have ended up there by hitching a ride in the ballast water of a ship, while others think rising ocean temperatures might be allowing these creatures to explore new areas. Number 11. Giant ancient antlers pulled from the sea. Off the coast of Ireland, a surprising discovery had archaeologists and marine biologists buzzing with excitement. Massive ancient antlers were pulled from the ocean in 2021. A group of fishermen was out trolling the seabed near the Irish coast when they unexpectedly caught something huge in their nets. When they hauled it up, they realized they had found a giant set of antlers stretching more than 10 feet across. Experts quickly identified them as belonging to the Irish elk, a species known as Megaloceros giganteus. These animals were among the largest deer to ever walk the earth, standing about 7 feet tall at the shoulders. The males had enormous antlers which could grow as wide as 12 feet. The Irish elk lived across Europe and parts of Asia thousands of years ago during the late Pleistocene epoch and eventually disappeared between 7,700 and 11,000 years ago. Scientists think their extinction was caused by climate change and hunting by early humans. The antlers recovered from the ocean floor were in surprisingly good condition. The cold water and low oxygen levels at the bottom of the sea helped slow down decay, keeping them well preserved for thousands of years. After the discovery, the antlers were carefully taken to the National Museum of Ireland, where experts conducted further research. Carbon dating tests showed that they were about 10,500 years old, meaning they dated back to the end of the last ice age. At that time, sea levels were rising, which suggests that the place where these antlers were found was once dry land long before it was covered by water. Now it's time for today's topic. In March 2026, off the coast of Key West, a routine fishing trip turned into a global sensation. Captain Jason Miller and his crew were hauling in their lines when something enormous fought back with unexpected force. After nearly an hour, they pulled up what appeared to be a colossal bluefin tuna, measuring an unbelievable 18 feet, far beyond known records. Its body was covered in deep scars, and its jaw structure looked unusually powerful, sparking immediate curiosity. The crew filmed the entire moment as rain poured down, adding to the dramatic scene. Once shared online, the footage exploded across social media. Experts questioned the measurements, but many admitted the specimen looked unlike anything documented before. Was this a mutation, or something entirely new? Number 10. The slimy sea lamprey horror. Millions of years ago, back when dinosaurs still roamed the earth, a strange fish called the sea lamprey was already swimming through the waters. Unlike most fish, it doesn't have a jaw. Instead, it looks more like an eel with a long, slippery body that feels smooth to the touch. But the most unsettling thing about this creature is its mouth, a round, suction-like disc packed with rows of tiny hooked teeth. With this terrifying mouth, the lamprey latches onto other fish and sucks out their blood and body fluids. Because of the way it feeds, the sea lamprey is one of the most feared parasites in the water. Once it attaches itself to a fish, it digs into the flesh using its sharp teeth, creating an open wound. Then it slowly drinks the blood, sometimes until the fish becomes too weak to survive. Over the course of hundreds of millions of years, the lamprey has hardly changed, proving just how tough and adaptable it is. Although they were once common in oceans, these creatures now live in freshwater rivers and lakes, especially in North America and parts of Europe. In some places like the Great Lakes, they have become a serious problem, wiping out fish populations and harming local ecosystems. Even though parasites like the sea lamprey play an important role in nature, their impact on fishing and native wildlife has made them a major concern for scientists and environmentalists. Number 9. World's largest seahorse caught by accident. A fisherman made an incredible discovery off the coast of Britain, pulling up what is now considered the largest seahorse ever found. This surprising catch has sparked new hope for these rare and endangered sea creatures. In Poole Harbor, Dorset, Michael Bailey was out fishing for mullet when he accidentally caught a massive spiny seahorse in his net. According to experts, this seahorse was nearly twice the usual size for its species and broke the previous size record by almost 2 inches. The giant creature wrapped its tail around Mr. Bailey's net and held on as he and his crewmate Malcolm Glover hauled in their catch. As soon as they noticed how unusually large the seahorse was, they contacted a seahorse expert from their boat. The expert advised them to measure the creature and take a picture before releasing it safely back into the English Channel. They also recorded the exact spot where they found it. Once they returned to shore, seahorse expert Neil Garrick-Maidment, director of the Seahorse Trust, confirmed that this was the biggest wild seahorse ever recorded anywhere in the world. The seahorse measured 13.4 inches, securing Mr. Bailey's place in history. Interestingly, he also holds the record for the second and third largest seahorses ever recorded in the British Isles. with the other two measuring 11.8 inches and 9.4 inches. Number 8. Dinosaur footprints discovered by fishermen. Back in 2014, a group of fishermen near New Zealand made an astonishing discovery while out at sea. As they dragged their nets along the ocean floor in the South Pacific, they unknowingly pulled up a large stone with something unusual on it. What they found was a fossilized dinosaur footprint that had been buried for about 75 million years. At first, they thought it was just another ordinary rock, but after experts took a closer look, they realized it was the preserved footprint of a dinosaur, possibly a giant plant eater or a meat-eating theropod. Paleontologists were amazed by the find. This ancient footprint provided a rare glimpse into the lives of dinosaurs that once roamed the land. The imprint was so well preserved that scientists could see clear details of the dinosaur's toes, helping them estimate the size and movement of the creature. It was a unique piece of history, giving researchers a chance to study how these prehistoric giants walked and lived. The discovery also helped scientists understand how the fossil managed to survive for so long. It was likely carried by ocean currents after erosion broke it away from land. The fishermen's unexpected catch not only expanded knowledge about dinosaurs but also proved that incredible pieces of history are still hidden beneath the sea, waiting to be found. Number 7. The Singaporean alien sea star. In the waters of Singapore, a fisherman had a shocking moment when he pulled up his fishing line and found a creature that looked like it came straight out of a science fiction movie. Sitting on his boat was a strange living thing with dozens of twisting, squirming arms moving in a way that sent shivers down his spine. Experts later identified it as a basket star, a deep-sea cousin of the starfish known for its tangled, curling arms that seem to move in hypnotic patterns. Basket stars belong to the same family as starfish and brittle stars, but they are much more complex. Unlike their simpler relatives, these creatures have long, branch-like arms that keep growing and splitting into smaller sections. This helps them create a web-like structure, which they use to catch tiny fish and plankton floating in ocean currents. They are nocturnal hunters, spreading their arms wide at night like a living fishing net to trap their food. The fisherman was both amazed and creeped out when he noticed the creature's arms kept moving on their own even after being taken out of the water. This eerie movement happens because basket stars have a special nervous system that allows each arm to function by itself. Normally, these creatures live in deep waters, but sometimes strong ocean currents push them closer to shore. Their weird, almost alien-like appearance and mesmerizing movements make them one of the strangest and most fascinating creatures in the ocean, giving us a rare look into the mysterious world of the deep sea. Number 6. The terrifying viperfish. The Pacific viperfish is a deep-sea predator that looks like it belongs in a horror movie. With its long, skinny body and terrifying face, this fish has sharp, needle-like teeth so huge that they curve back toward its eyes. In fact, its teeth are so big that it can't even close its mouth properly, making it look like it's always grinning in a creepy way. When one of these creatures is brought to the surface, its appearance can be shocking even to experienced fishermen. The sudden exposure to light reveals details that are normally hidden in complete darkness. Its metallic skin glints under the light, and its oversized teeth seem even more exaggerated up close. Some describe the moment as unsettling, as if they've pulled something from another world. The fish often remains still at first, adding to its eerie presence. Observers can't help but stare, trying to understand how such a creature exists. It's a rare glimpse into a hidden ecosystem that few people ever get to witness. But despite its scary appearance, it only grows to about 12 inches long. These creatures live deep in the Pacific Ocean, anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 feet below the surface, in a place where no sunlight ever reaches. To hunt in the darkness, they use glowing spots along their bodies and fins to lure prey. One special fin even works like a tiny fishing rod, giving off light to attract unsuspecting fish. When a fish gets close, the viperfish strikes in an instant, using its giant teeth to trap its meal. It mainly eats small fish and crustaceans. Most of what scientists know about this creepy fish comes from ones caught in deep-sea fishing nets or found washed up on shore after storms. Its horrifying look has inspired many sea monster legends, but in reality, it's just a perfectly built hunter surviving in one of the harshest places on Earth. The Pacific viperfish is proof that the ocean still holds some of the most mysterious and fearsome creatures ever seen. Number 5. Ghost shark filmed for first time. Researchers exploring the deep waters of California and Hawaii made an incredible discovery. Using remotely operated vehicles, they recorded the first ever video of a pointy-nosed blue chimera. This deep-sea creature, also called a ghost shark, had only been seen before as lifeless specimens caught in fishing nets. Capturing live footage was a huge moment in marine science. As the remotely operated vehicle descended into the darkness, its lights revealed a barren and silent landscape far below the surface. The team monitored the live feed closely, scanning for any sign of movement in the vast emptiness. Suddenly, a faint shape appeared at the edge of the camera's view, gliding slowly into focus. The creature moved with an almost effortless grace, its fins drifting like wings through the water. For a moment, the researchers could hardly believe what they were seeing on their screens. The footage felt surreal, as if they were witnessing something rarely meant to be observed by human eyes. Excitement quickly filled the control room as they realized they had captured something extraordinary. Chimaeras are distant relatives of sharks and rays, having evolved separately for nearly 400 million years. They have long, slender bodies that taper into whip-like tails, giving them an almost unreal appearance. Their pale, slightly see-through skin reflects the dim light of the deep ocean. With large, wing-like fins, they glide effortlessly through the water. Their heads are blunt with a sharp snout, and their glowing, oversized eyes help them see in the darkness. Unlike sharks, they don't have sharp teeth. Instead, their mouths have tooth plates designed to crush the shells of their prey. The ghost shark was spotted nearly 7,900 feet beneath the surface, smoothly moving across the ocean floor. Scientists were surprised to find it in the northern hemisphere, since it was previously believed to live only near Australia and New Zealand. This discovery showed that the species' range was much larger than expected. Number 4. The black dragonfish nightmare. Roman Fedortsov, a fisherman from Russia famous for pulling up creepy sea creatures, caught something straight out of a nightmare. It was a slimy, terrifying fish called Malacosteus niger, also known as the black dragonfish. This eerie-looking creature lives deep in the ocean, hiding in complete darkness at depths between 500 and 2,000 feet. It has a long, eel-like body and is completely black, making it nearly invisible in its deep-sea home. One of the scariest things about the black dragonfish is its massive, needle-sharp teeth that curve inward, perfect for trapping anything unlucky enough to swim too close. As the net came up, the crew immediately noticed something unusual tangled among the catch. At first glance, the creature looked almost unreal, its dark body blending into the shadows of the deck. When it moved, its mouth opened slightly, revealing rows of sharp teeth that caught the light. The fishermen hesitated, unsure whether to touch it or keep their distance. Its slick, almost gelatinous skin gave it an unsettling appearance that was hard to ignore. The longer they looked, the more it seemed like something from another world. Even those used to strange deep-sea catches were visibly uneasy around it. Its oversized mouth allows it to swallow prey almost half its size. What makes this fish even more dangerous is its ability to glow with red bioluminescent light, something most deep-sea creatures can't even see. This sneaky trick helps it spot prey without being noticed, giving it a deadly hunting advantage. With its slippery, scaleless body, the black dragonfish moves effortlessly through the water, using as little energy as possible to survive in the deep sea's harsh conditions. Its terrifying look and incredible hunting skills make it one of the ocean's most fearsome predators. When Roman Fedortsov shared photos of his catch, the internet was stunned by its alien-like features. Scientists were also thrilled, as it gave them a rare chance to learn more about one of the strangest and most mysterious creatures lurking in the ocean's depths. Number 3. Ancient Chinese ceramics from a shipwreck. In 2007, a group of fishermen near Belitung Island, Indonesia, stumbled upon something they never expected. While pulling up their nets, they found more than just fish. Hidden among their usual catch were pieces of ancient Chinese pottery. At first, the fragments looked like broken shells or stones tangled in the nets. But as one fisherman rinsed a piece with seawater, intricate blue and white patterns began to appear. The crew gathered around, realizing these were not ordinary objects from the ocean floor. More pieces kept emerging, each one revealing delicate craftsmanship that had survived for centuries underwater. The excitement on the boat quickly grew as they carefully set the items aside. It became clear they had accidentally uncovered something much larger beneath the surface. The ocean had preserved these artifacts, waiting for the right moment to reveal them. At first, they didn't think much of it, but as they took a closer look, they noticed the delicate patterns and fine details. It wasn't long before they realized they had pulled up something truly special, the remains of an old shipwreck that had been sitting at the bottom of the ocean for centuries. The pottery included all kinds of items like vases, bowls, and teacups. Experts later determined that these pieces dated back to the 15th and 16th centuries during the time of the Ming dynasty. Back then, China was deeply involved in international trade, sending goods across Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and even farther. This discovery helped historians understand just how connected the world was in those days. Soon after, Local authorities and archaeologists stepped in to carefully recover and protect the fragile ceramics. The fisherman's surprising find gave researchers a glimpse into ancient Chinese trade, shipbuilding techniques, and cultural exchanges. It also served as a reminder that shipwrecks act like time capsules, preserving history that would have otherwise been lost. Number 2. Longest oarfish ever caught. Oarfish are deep-sea creatures that most people never get to see. They are the longest bony fish in the world, growing as long as 56 feet. Because of their strange, snake-like bodies, many believe they inspired ancient sea serpent legends. These fish have long, ribbon-like bodies covered in shiny silver scales, making them look like something out of a myth. But despite their huge size, they are harmless and mainly eat small fish and plankton. As the team moved closer to the floating shape, the water around it shimmered with an unusual metallic glow. At first, its elongated body was difficult to fully comprehend, stretching far longer than expected. The gentle movement of the waves caused the creature to undulate slowly, almost as if it were still alive. The seals exchanged glances, realizing they were witnessing something incredibly rare. Its massive length became clearer as more of its body came into view beneath the surface. The sight was both mesmerizing and unsettling, like encountering a living legend from the deep. For a brief moment, the training exercise faded into the background as all attention focused on the strange creature before them. In an incredible moment off the coast of San Diego, California, a group of Navy SEALs came across a gigantic oarfish weighing 300 pounds and stretching 23 feet long. The SEALs were in the middle of a regular training exercise when they saw something floating near the surface. At first, they thought it was just debris, but when they got closer, they realized it was a giant fish. Since oarfish usually live as deep as 3,300 feet underwater, seeing one near the surface was extremely rare. Scientists think these creatures only rise to the top when they are sick or dying, which might explain why this one was found. The SEALs struggled to drag the massive fish to shore, where marine biologists examined it. Its long, snake-like body had a bright red fin running all the way down its back, making it look almost unreal. Its huge, round eyes were perfectly designed for surviving in the pitch-black depths of the ocean. Number 1. Ancient Roman coins pulled from the sea. A group of fishermen in 2016 near the coast of Israel had no idea they were about to make an incredible discovery. While fishing in the Mediterranean Sea, they pulled up their nets and beheld hundreds of ancient Roman coins mixed in with their usual catch. At first, the unusual weight of the nets caught their attention, as it felt heavier than a typical haul. As they began sorting through the catch, small metallic objects started clinking against the deck. One fisherman picked up a coin, brushing away layers of sand and corrosion to reveal faint engravings. The realization spread quickly among the crew as more coins appeared, each one hinting at something far older than expected. Excitement replaced confusion as they carefully gathered the pieces together. The sea had quietly preserved these artifacts for centuries, only to reveal them by chance. What began as a routine fishing trip had suddenly turned into a moment of historical significance. At first, they didn't know what they had stumbled upon, but once experts took a look, it became clear that these coins were from a Roman ship that had sunk in the sea centuries ago. After careful study, archaeologists determined that the coins dated back to a time between the 1st and 3rd centuries AD, when the Roman Empire ruled much of the Mediterranean. Made of bronze, copper, and silver, the coins displayed intricate designs of Roman emperors and gods, giving historians a rare look into the empire's economy and government. The discovery also provided insight into the trade routes used by Roman merchants, as these coins would have been used in buying and selling goods across different regions. Thanks to this accidental find, researchers gained valuable information about how the Romans conducted trade and managed their economy. It also served as a reminder of how much history still lies beneath the ocean, hidden and waiting to be uncovered. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.